Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
This is the show. We back, baby. That was my tweet. Say I'm back. We had some technical difficulties, but back on the grind and gonna turn out some pods coming up in the next few weeks. But man, what you been up to? It's been almost a month now.
I know, man. Just hey man, just normal day-to-day grind. Work a little bit, come home and work a lot, and yeah, trying to watch some sports when I'm not traveling.
Well, hey, sometimes traveling's good. Sometimes I know you got the band kid and all that stuff.
Yes.
So I know how that goes running the buses. But yeah, man, Oktoberfest, we almost missed all of it, but it's living up to what we talked about last time. Been a good sports month, but I think in honor of the 50 years of hip hop, we're just gonna freestyle today. So let's get into this NBA. NBA starts next week. We talked about Dame and Giannis, but we didn't get a chance to release that show. So let's get on that Milwaukee trade that happened. What's your thought?
Hey man, I think it puts them in the driver's seat in the East. I mean, like, yeah, Dame isn't the defender Drew is, but I don't think that was the problem. The problem was getting buckets.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Dame can get buckets.
You got a bucket getter late in the game now. It doesn't have to be Giannis. You know how they loaded up on Giannis driving to the bucket. Now, if you load up on that, you got Dame spotting up. So you basically giving up three. So
I think it'll help Middleton too.
It definitely will. Because I mean, you gotta stop Giannis and Dame. So that third guy is gonna eat. So yeah, it's I think Middleton's health obviously is going to be a big factor. If he's healthy, you got a legit big three, I guess big 2.5, whatever.
Yeah.
but I tend to agree with you. And it would have been locked down until Boston messed around and got Drew Holiday. Then it's like, whoa, Boston's serious this year.
Yeah, that was a nice move. It was like, wait a minute. Okay. So no, that definitely makes it interesting, especially since they're both in the East.
Yeah.
And they'll probably meet up. But no, I think
it's a two-team. It's a two-team race in
Drew.
the East.
Yeah, adding Drew makes Boston better. I think they're gonna miss Smart's intangibles. I'll put it like that.
I'm in total agreement.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Boston, Milwaukee. Got a buddy
late May, Boston, Milwaukee.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's a Heat fan, and he's like, "How you gonna discount my Heat?" I was like, "Easy, easy." I mean, I know they've had Milwaukee's number, but I was like, "No, that's over now."
Oh yeah, that's done.
Yeah, that's over now.
We both love Jimmy. Jimmy's a dog, but he ain't a miracle worker. No. So it's like he's a dog, but nah.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to add a piece. And obviously, I heard a James Harden to the Heat.
Yeah, that doesn't sway me. That doesn't
right.
Yeah, that doesn't sway me anymore. That's not a
well.
Plus, that dude's so toxic, man. That dude's so toxic. I see if that happens, I like see him and Butler in a fight like the second day.
Well, yeah, I'm the wrong person to talk about James Harden, and it's worse than when we did the last pod.
I know,
dude ain't even showing up. But they said he's attending to a personal matter, so we'll let that be till the regular season starts, right?
Yeah.
So, what you got out west? Are you? Well, no. I'm going to ask this knowing the answer. You're not buying any Laker hype. You know,
No,
AD said he gonna play
no,
82.
no. I'm not buying.
You're definitely
Uh,
selling the Lakers.
yeah. I'm not buying it all. I've said it before, but after going over some of our past podcasts, I've noticed I had a lot of bad takes. But yeah, no, like there's no more titles in LeBron's future. I'll put that out there.
Okay. Well, that's out there to live for forever and
Yep.
ever. So hopefully June 2024, the 39-year-old LeBron James won't make you look bad. But I don't see that team as being complete. But I'm looking at the West. Every team in the West, you can make a case for them, but then you're like, yeah, I'm worried about this, you know. So I'm kind of like that with all the teams in the West.
Yeah.
Like
But
Phoenix,
yeah,
who's gonna guard in Phoenix?
nobody.
You got a
Nobody.
defensive minded coach though.
Yeah. Nobody. Nobody. Uh that's the funny part. That team, you just look at the names and you're like, wow. But then you think that thought, who's gonna guard anybody?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and how's that gonna work with the coach? Like, yeah, how's that really gonna work?
Yep.
So that is an interesting mix, but yeah, definitely dangerous team, man.
They're gonna give you buckets now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
135 to
yeah.
whatever you put up.
There's gonna
So
be some nights it's just gonna be like ridiculous blowouts, like Dolphins Broncos style.
yep. I mean that night when Book, Bill, and Durant all got it going is gonna be stupid.
Hmm.
So yeah, because here's the thing. I've said this enough on our past podcasts. It's like when Durant is on, it's like, well, you got to give him his 30 because you ain't stopping him from getting that. Uh, Book's coming along. I mean, I think he's. I wasn't sold on him early, but he makes me a believer. I mean, he gets better every year. Bill, I think, is the issue.
Mm. Well, we'll see. We'll see if he's the real deal or is this just great numbers bad team.
Yeah, no, I love that kind of carrying on actually to see, you know, are you just putting up numbers? It's kind of like Shea Gilgis Alexander, right? Are you just
Hmm.
putting up numbers because you're the guy on that team, or are you really the guy? So uh, I'm not going to say Bill's not the guy because I think Bill's a good player. I do think that it'll energize him to actually maybe play meaningful games in April,
Yeah.
March and April. But he hasn't been the healthiest. You know, Bill gets hurt every year to me,
Hmm.
and so that's a concern. I just look at that, and then the other teams, of course, you know, the Warriors, Chris Paul. How you think that's going to work out?
I think it can work out. I think he gives them something that they really haven't had. Is it's like his mid range game.
Yeah.
So like on those nights when nothing's falling,
Mm-hmm.
he can get to his shot at the elbow and hit and help them like tread water until somebody catches fire. And
Right.
then I mean
Until
in their games it usually happens about once a game, but like they'll go through droughts and I think he'll help steady the drought. And I think it can work. Of course, it's health and
yep, we are
will we
talking about
make
Chris
it through the
Paul.
season?
Yep, we're talking about Chris Paul. We're talking about an aging
Yeah,
Chris Paul.
yeah. But he doesn't. I know they were talking about him like wanting to start this and that, but I think him coming off the bench, but still getting meaningful minutes,
Right. He's gonna
and
finish.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
thing.
and then yeah, I think that'll help his health.
Mm-hmm. I
So
like it.
I think it can work.
Yep, I like it. I think anytime you add a guy with the basketball IQ of a Chris
Yeah.
Paul, and it's not like Steph doesn't have high basketball IQ and Clay in Golden State, period. It fits the culture. And I love it for Steph that he's not going to play 35 minutes a game in the big games. He can sit down and you got Chris Paul and you can run through different lineups. So I think it's going to work. I think the Warriors are going to be good. What do you think about the Kings? Young Kings. You think they're going to regress?
Not yet. Not yet. I like that it's finally coming around after all these years and all these picks coming and going and whatnot. But no, not yet. When you throw them in the mix with everyone else in the West, it's easy for them to get lost. Now, maybe somebody steps up and it's just like, no, I am that person and we're going to do this. But I don't think that happens yet. Not this year.
I think it's tough for them, man. It's just the West is so stacked and it's even, you know. You're gonna have a lot of teams win 40 games, and it's just a stack. It's stacked. I mean, we're not gonna talk about the Clippers, really. If the Clippers were to ever stay healthy, I mean, they got as formidable of 1-2 punch as anybody. And we didn't even mention the Nuggets yet. They're the champs. So, do you think the Nuggets repeat?
No.
Okay.
They won't stay healthy. It's the reason why they haven't won one before last year is the health. I mean, they just happened to be healthy, and it all worked out. But yeah, Porter will probably go down again. I mean, you don't know how long Jokic can keep this up. He's just playing games.
He's in a generational run right now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't think they repeat. I mean, if they're healthy, but I don't think they'll be healthy.
Plus Murray. I mean, Murray hasn't been healthy.
Yeah. But I think Murray is finally over that. I think he's finally over that. So it'll be interesting to see what that looks like over 82 games.
Yeah.
But I would. This is bad, but I would bet that Porter would be the one that goes down. And,
I know we shouldn't say stuff like that.
It's bad, but I mean, it is what it is.
The dude had 2 back surgeries, man. I mean, at least 2. So I mean, it
is what it is.
Right. If you're running down there 15, he's probably up the list of people that would get injured. How about this? Let's end our NBA conversation with 2 rookies. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama, and now that we see him in real preseason, which is still a step away from real regular season, but he's made a few little wild plays. What do you think about Wemby?
Yeah, he's got my interest. I am going to tune into some Spurs games just to see. He's different. He's different. It's
weird
funny.
Watching him play, man.
Yeah,
it's like
Durant with Samson size.
That's what I'm about to say. It looks like Ralph Sampson playing guard, man. It's crazy. It's like this dude, his length is off the charts. That plastic man dunk he did on Thomas Bryant, I mean, that's stupid. Yeah. He almost looks like he can dunk without jumping.
Yeah, and then pulling up for threes is like, that's not fair. That's not fair.
That's sick. I got one more for you, and I know you're not as high on this guy as I was, but he's, for lack of a better term, he's the great white hope, man. Chet. What you think about Chet? Come on, baby. Chet can play. Give it to
him. Man. Yeah, okay. Man, I can't.
There's gonna be some nights, man. Chet gonna put them numbers up on
it. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
So there's this whole thing like, you need to have done it like before.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, have you seen that from him before? Where it's just like, this is, yeah.
I thought I thought when he was at Gonzaga, he was pretty darn good. I thought he was putting up some nasty numbers,
So
pulling up
he was
defensive
good,
presence.
but did you ever like watch one of those games like, yeah, this is different?
Kind of, man. I think here's the thing that's weird. If Chet were healthy last year, which of course would be the biggest concern with him, the same thing with
Mm-hmm.
Wimbiana. I mean, those guys are so frail, and those, human feet are not really meant for what the kind of punishment they're gonna put on those feet. But Chet really was Wimbiana light before Wimbiana came. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like he wasn't the phenom that Wimbiana was, because Wimbiana's been like this rumor in Europe for all these years. But man, I think Chet's gonna be in the running. I'm not gonna talk about Scoot, but I know Scoot's gonna be in the running. I mean, because he's gonna get shots. So
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's gonna come down to those three for rookie of the year.
Yeah, when Rihanna stays healthy, it's his. It's that.
Yep. I
Yeah,
heard Isaiah's take on this, Isaiah Thomas. Basically, it's his to lose for sure. It's definitely his to lose. He's definitely a huge favorite. So it's kind of like LeBron. LeBron had the lead, and even though Melo put up numbers,
yeah,
he would have had to put up historic numbers to beat LeBron.
yeah. Historic numbers in order to take that from him.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of what Chet and Scoot are in for. But we'll see. Like you said, you've had bad takes, so no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Now
I'm putting together a clip of that, man. It's pretty funny. It's pretty
we
funny.
do need to go back, because we've had some good ones that weren't very good. Let's talk about Prime. We got to talk about Prime every week. Oh, Colorado's on bye week, so can't talk about an upcoming game, but I will ask you that question that I asked you last time. I don't have the schedule in front of me, but it just got tougher. They were supposed to be 5-2. They were up 29-0 on Stanford.
Yeah, that was a bad loss, man.
They lost that one.
That was a
They
bad
need
loss.
2 more. The only other game, and you know what? I'll be honest with you. When I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh, Arizona's probably the one to get.
Yeah, but that ain't
Arizona, man,
yeah.
they're good.
So yeah, that was a bad loss, man. That was like a really, really bad loss. And it wasn't that one was more on coaching than the players.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what are we doing here?
Right.
So man.
You know what? I'm gonna slip this in before and let you continue, but a little bit arrogant, maybe a little bit. Got hurt with a little bit of arrogance.
A lot. I mean, how often you gonna let them run basically the same play,
same route,
and not make any changes?
No, nothing. And I thought they put Hunter in a bad spot, man. I mean, I know Hunter is great, but man, the dude came back from a lacerated liver, and you're gonna play him 136 plays or whatever it was.
Yeah, and that Stanford wideout was like, "I'm here." Yeah, I'm here for it.
He was like, "Hey, NFL scouts,
mm-hmm.
I'm playing against an NFL DB, and I'm cooking."
Mm-hmm.
I told my wife, add my wife to the list of Colorado fans, by the way, because of Prime. But she actually asked me every week, "Hey, who's Colorado playing this week?" So I told her when we were watching the game, and I knew we couldn't stop, or I shouldn't say we, I knew Colorado couldn't stop Stanford. I was like, hey, this game go to overtime, Stanford winning this game, because they can't stop them.
Drop your linebackers. Just drop your linebackers. It didn't seem anything difficult. Just drop your linebackers a little more. I know Stanford started off the game running, but they didn't score in the first half.
They didn't.
And you have time on your hands. So, if you want to run the ball, by all means.
That's what I thought too. Again, Shador, love Shador, but a little bit too much passing in the second half. And I don't know. I guess I'm going back to my question because you didn't answer it.
No,
Colorado making the bowl?
I think they still get it. They'll pull off something that they shouldn't. I think they'll pull off a win that on paper they shouldn't get.
Well, I think they got a chance to be the underdog in the rest of their games.
Oh, well, no, that's probably going to happen. I mean,
they got 5 games left. I know they play Washington State. I know they play Oregon State. I know they play Arizona, Utah. We both.
Yeah.
I don't see that one.
No.
And then they got UCLA, don't they? I think UCLA might be the next one.
So yeah, it don't look good, but I think they'll pull it off. I think they pull it off. If anything, I just want them to get at least one more, so that, like, even if they don't make it, it's like, look, I done matched the win total for, the past like 3 years or something. It's like, it's coming, and it is. It's coming.
It is.
But yeah.
Okay. Well, you got to learn from games like that. I know Prime kind of was hard on his players after the loss, but I think I'm with you, man. I think that's one of those games coaches can't let you lose. That's one of those, we got to learn this through winning. We nearly lost because we didn't pay attention to detail or practice habits or all that stuff. But coach can't let you lose that game. All right. My top 6 I got is unchanged, except for, of course, a big drop that we'll mention. Georgia's number 1. Michigan. Is Michigan the Patriots of college football?
Hey, man.
Dang, Harbaugh. Just when we starting to believe. You got any thoughts?
When y'all started to believe. I'm not a believer, man. I'm not.
Okay. Michigan still 2, even though they still in hand signals. Number 3, Florida State, which I'm just going to let fate take care of Florida State. If they're not as good as they say, it'll happen. Number 4 is the Death Star. They got the big one against Penn State. You think Ohio State is going to take care of Penn State today?
Probably.
At home.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's at home, so probably.
If it were reversed and they had to go to Happy Valley this year, I think they'd probably get nipped. But I think they're going to take care of it at home. So, and then my 5 and 6, Washington, your boy, my boy, Michael Penix, coming off a great win over Oregon. And the 6th team is Oklahoma, because Oklahoma has a good win against Texas, and they're still undefeated.
Yeah, I still don't like Oklahoma though.
Well,
but yeah,
I think I'm with you. I mean, they beat Texas, but yeah. What do you think about USC dropping before they even get to Utah this week?
That was bad. That was bad. And yeah, it really doesn't bode well for this week.
I'll be honest, you see, USC might end up with 2 or 3 losses now.
That's done. Like Caleb play out the year, don't get hurt.
Yep.
Get ready.
Shut it down.
On.
Don't even play in the bowl game, and get ready to. I would say get ready to get paid, but now these guys get paid, so
that's the thing. It's like he can be like, "No, I don't want to go to the Bears. Let me stay here and collect this money." Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I can get 3 to 4 million. Just staying one more year playing college ball
in LA.
Yeah, we don't even want to go through all the stuff all the perks of
All the
Los
perks.
Angeles, California. Oh my goodness, Caleb Williams is living the life right now. I guarantee you. Win or lose, he's winning.
Yes.
Oregon, Oregon is still going to be in the mix. Texas is still going to be in the mix. Alabama,
yeah,
playing Tennessee. These are my dad's schools. So Alabama, of course, is his heart, home state. Yeah. That's the homestead. And then, of course, he went to Tennessee, got his master's at Tennessee. But, he doesn't really claim them unless Alabama's bad. So he hadn't really claimed them in a long time. But what do you think? Tennessee at Alabama, what you got?
Hey, man. Alabama, yeah, I think they've righted the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's bad for everybody else, especially the Alabama haters, because, when I think the smoke clears, they're probably
11-1.
Get a playoff spot unless
that's what I'm saying. 11-1.
Georgia
going to be in the
whips them.
SEC championship game. So
yeah, unless Georgia whips them in the SEC championship game, then Alabama's probably going to be there.
I would say this about Bama: death taxes in Bama, but 2 losses. I don't see. The college football playoff. They followed a very specific formula. The whole time they've been in existence. I can't see the last year being the first year that they let a 2-loss team in unless everybody has lost.
Yeah, I was about to say. So, what are we looking at? Georgia running the table, Michigan running the table.
Maybe.
Well, I know they're both maybes, but especially with Bowers out at Georgia now.
Yep.
But other than that, who's really running the table?
Yeah, you're right. Because
I think everyone is really, you could very easily just have the 2 undefeateds and everybody has a loss. Now, are you taking a 1-loss? Well, you might take a 1-loss Oregon over Alabama.
Maybe.
But, would you take a 1-loss Michigan over Alabama?
The problem is if Michigan loses to Ohio State and Ohio State's undefeated, then you're in a situation where you were last year, it's just reversed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, then you would take a 1. Although your point is well taken. And Georgia's kind of in this boat too. Your schedule's so weak that if you lose, people are going to say, well, wait a minute. Now, you didn't play anybody and you got the L. So, obviously, Georgia's in the best position, 2-time defending champs. If they go undefeated in regular season, they're pretty much locked in.
They're locked. Even if they lose the SEC, they're locked. Yeah.
Alabama put themselves in a bad spot, losing that game early to Texas. They still got LSU. The one thing about LSU is they can't stop anybody. They can't stop a cold. They are absolutely atrocious on defense. I have no idea. LSU can't stop anybody, but they can score on you. And so that's going to be a big challenge for Bama. But, of course, Nick Saban kind of prides himself on that defensive side of the ball. So we'll see how that goes. Auburn, I've said it many times, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
Auburn
You're right. It doesn't matter.
That's going to be a war. We already know that. And I think, isn't it in Auburn this year?
I think so.
That's Auburn Super Bowl every year. It doesn't matter. So those are going to be some tough ones. But I do believe what you said. I think Milrose righted the ship. I think Alabama's kind of figured out how to play. They haven't played a complete game yet, but I think it's coming. So maybe today. We'll see. Let's go on to NFL because I know you've been chomping at the bit because all these podcasts I've been giving you that Brock Purdy and San Francisco, and I should I wish I should have screenshotted the text you sent me last Sunday. You said, but have you checked out that Cleveland San Francisco game? Have you seen Brock Purdy?
So
The floor is yours.
So no, look, I'm not gonna pile on and bask in glory or anything. So here's the thing. So San Fran has a great team. They have a great roster. So what they asked Purdy to do is it's simple. It's simple. It's don't mess it up.
Don't crash the keys. Don't crash the Mercedes, baby.
But you will have these games, and through the regular season, you don't encounter those as much. But in the playoffs, you do. You will come up against teams who are stout on defense. So your old running scheme and whatnot, that's cute against Carolina or the Steelers. That's all fine and good, but in the playoffs, you don't really get that. At some point, you're going to run against somebody that has a stout line.
Yeah.
And I mean, no one would have thought, Cleveland, but I almost won my pick'em pool because I put a lot of points on Cleveland because I was like, this defensive line is going to handle this offensive line, and then we'll see what it looks like. And we saw what it looks like.
Yeah.
Now, there's maybe 5 teams like that?
Right.
That's got a stout line, but Philly's one of them. And
in the
you're
NFC,
gonna have to go through there. You know? I mean, it would be interesting if I haven't looked at their schedule, but I don't think they played it. But like the Jets, I bet you the Jets would give them problems.
Because, they don't have to play them.
Huh?
They don't have to play the Jets.
Yeah, but teams with stout lines, you're gonna give them problems because the cute running game's not gonna matter.
What about the Ravens? Because they do have to play the Ravens. And then what about Jacksonville?
So the Ravens game, it'll look the same. I mean, it doesn't mean they'll lose, but it's gonna look the same. All these glitzy, he was this for this and these. No, we're not gonna see that. We're not gonna see that. It'll be the ugly win.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, I mean, we'll see. I'm not holding Jacksonville's line in that regard yet.
Nah.
But
they don't have the interior guys that.
Yeah. The stout interior that's not only are you not going anywhere, but no, this guard and center is coming right back into you. Most weekends they win that matchup. But when it comes to playoffs and that's what we're talking about, championships, no, we'll see what that looks like then. And he's not that to me. So
well, it played out exactly how you've said. I mean, Cleveland, knock them if we want to. They got a championship level defense.
They
just don't have the other side of the ball. So
and they got it at the back end too. So if you got DBs that can cover and you got a stout front line, no, you're going to give San Fran fits.
So, all right. Well, I'll give you one. So Cleveland did you a favor. They stopped the march to 10.
But no, that take's not looking good.
That's gonna be in that bad take reel. But hey, one of your good takes was you're not convinced about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy came in, people talking about MVP. And people weren't talking about that after the game. Although, had Jake Moody hit a field goal.
You know what? So someone had posted that. Someone posted it's basically they lose, Purdy's not that guy. If they win, then he's great because he led that drive and da-da-da. And it's no, you have to see the game.
Right. I saw that same post. And I have to see it. I responded to that post. I said, We don't make the rules. So them's the
Oh,
rules, baby. That's it. So that's what happened. He missed it, and Brock Purdy is really
knocked down.
probably San Francisco's biggest question, which is weird, but QB's the
It's
biggest
not
question.
weird. Here's the thing. All right, so everyone wants to compare him to Brady and da da da. No, you were drafted there for a reason.
Yeah.
You were drafted there for a reason. That it doesn't mean that you can't be a serviceable QB. And serviceable QBs do win titles.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna tell me this is a star
Right.
and he's great. Like, no, miss me with that.
I got you. Now I'm gonna go to your next right on the nose take. Cue the Bills Giants game and that text that you sent me about Daniel Jones.
I told you, man. So this is what happens to organizations when you make bad decisions. Now, granted, yes, you do need a quarterback. Every organization needs a quarterback, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You do not give Daniel Jones $40 million when obviously the rest of the world knows that's not the reason why your season was successful. You were not successful because of Daniel Jones.
No.
He just happened to be the quarterback of your team, but you weren't winning games because of him. So, yeah, Daniel Jones sits out, Barkley comes back, and you have a competitive game against supposedly one of the better teams in the league. Yeah, you had questioned that, and that's a legit question.
Yeah.
However, at least the team was competitive, which they hadn't been while Barkley was out.
No.
So, I don't know how they basically got out after next year.
Mm-hmm.
But
does that cost Dable his job? I mean, you're 1-5 this year.
It doesn't cost it doesn't cost him his job unless he's the one who is like in the GM's ear, like, no, this is my quarterback.
Right.
Now, if that was him, then yeah, you probably should go because you do not know your team.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that was him. I think that was the GM who was like, I don't want to go through this QB carousel, but as I had told you in the text, you can get that quarterbacking at a lot cheaper price.
Yep.
I mean, we would have traded you Trubisky. You can have that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why are you paying $40 million for a guy that's not going to go win you the game? He's a guy that basically Dable says, don't lose me this game. Don't be the reason why we lose.
So
I'm not paying a guy $40 million that I got to say, don't lose the game for me.
So what do the Niners do when Purdy's up?
That's interesting because the Niners, Lynch tends to be a pretty loyal guy, but God, 40 million, 45 million, 50 million, that's the going rate now.
I understand that, but shouldn't that like win you some games?
Yeah.
Like you should be the reason for at least 4 wins. Like
well, let's look at the high end club. I mean, obviously Mahomes, we talk about every week. He can go win you a game. Lamar can win you a game. Herbert can win you a game, but I think some people are coming around on Herbert. They're coming to your side on that one. Jalen Hurts can win you some games. Burrow can win you some games. I mean, it's like those guys got paid that. Now, Deshaun Watson, the guy that was pre-massage allegations, used to be able to win games. This guy that's in Cleveland, I don't know.
I thought the last game he played in Cleveland was a lot better. I thought that was a good step. Like, okay, that guy is starting to show up. But then he's not played since. And it's like,
well, he's supposed to play tomorrow, and guess who he has to play? Them Indianapolis Colts,
man,
led by Minshew Mania.
yeah,
Hey, but I'm happy because JT's back, baby.
Uncle Rico at QB.
Uncle Rico. Hey, it doesn't matter. In Shane, we trust. Hopefully, it'll be a close game. That defense is stupid. I mean, 200 yards a game. You're averaging giving up 200 yards a game in this era.
Hey man, as we said in past years, like no, the roster they have it, but as I told you, Cleveland is still Cleveland.
Right. It's
so,
the mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the whole same old sorry Rams thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You can be 5-0, but we're the Niners. So you still Rams to us. Yeah, that was what other hot NFL take do you have? Detroit, Baltimore, who wins?
I'm gonna say Detroit. I am now I'm transitioning to the other side.
We waving the flag for the Lions. we kind of were doubters, but I think they're a legitimate football team. And dare I say, they might be the best team in the NFC.
I don't know about that, but yeah, they
currently
the brand of ball they play, and I mean, it took Campbell a minute to install that attitude, but yeah, they are there, and they're starting to believe. And
I'm going to say this again: currently, they're the best team in the NFC. Philly hasn't shown up yet. They still got a little Super Bowl hang on. San Francisco, like we said, we got to question their quarterback. I don't know if Detroit's the defense that can make that a factor. But currently, they're the best team in the NFC. So we'll see. What about that big matchup? Sunday night football. Dolphins go to Philly. What you think?
Dolphins get beat up.
Repeat of Buffalo?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah. They get beat up. I mean, it's cute. It's cute. No, it's all fun and games, but I mean, we both watched this game a long time, and when the line matchup is this much of a mismatch, it usually doesn't go good for the team that's at the disadvantage. Yeah, I can see Tua running for his life, and I mean, yeah, I think you'll see what you saw with the Buffalo game. It's just like so. Yeah, that's what I'm predicting for that.
I think it'll be a good Sunday night game. I mean, I'm glad we don't have to endure a national TV game with the Giants. I think they got one more late. I'm like, what is the love affair with the Giants? What's the love affair with the Bears? I mean, I know they're the old guard. I get it.
And big markets and
huge markets, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, good God. And then Vegas. Why in the world are we keep seeing Vegas on our TV? The Raiders are not good. They playing in prime time every week.
I know, man. It's awful.
Awful football. How about that colossal matchup? You got Brian Hoyer-led Raiders against the Bears. We don't have to spend any time on that, but that's your game right there. So some markets have to watch that game. I guess, if you're in Fort Wayne, you definitely have to watch it.
Yeah. Oh, one funny tweet I want to mention, man. It was a Saints fan complaining to Raiders fans. It's like, you guys lied to us. Lied to us. He was like, if Derek Carr had a top 10 defense and a run game, that y'all would win Super Bowls. Our defense is ranked 6th, and we got Kamara back. He's garbage.
Yeah, that Derek Carr, you kind of called that one too. I would say this though. Yeah, I now I kind of wish we taped on Thursday because I would have told America that Jacksonville was going to win that game, but just because they were better than New Orleans. But the Saints had that game.
Yeah, they did.
They
And
literally had it in Foster Moreau's hands, so not to pile on Foster Moreau. But I mean, you
yeah,
catch that, it's a could be a different game. But yeah, Derek Carr not looking good. Derek Carr.
yeah, it's not it. So with the NFL and their salary cap, like
Mm-hmm.
when are teams gonna realize like, yeah, you really can't spend money a certain way. Like you can't give 40 million to a QB that in his breakout year gives you 15 touchdown passes in a
Right,
pass happy league. You
Daniel
can't
Jones.
do that. You
Right,
you can't go like acquire these QBs with big contracts when like
they haven't
he's
proven anything.
proven
Right,
when they proven that they haven't been the answer. Like
right.
most of these QBs are somewhat high draft picks, and
Mm-hmm.
teams have spent years trying to build around them, and it hasn't worked.
Right.
So, what makes your situation different? Unless you're going to bring them in and basically make them a game manager,
Well,
knowing that they got potential to make plays, but you're not going to rely on them to make plays.
you just asked what was different. You said it. The tweet said it. New Orleans like, look, the Raiders defense is garbage. We got to stop defense. You got that schedule though too. I mean, the Saints still have the schedule that they still could win 10,
And
11.
that's another thing. Their schedule is like, hey, so they have a good defense, a really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And like week after week, you're playing like rookie QBs,
Mm-hmm.
like
Or a backup QB next week.
backup QB, the old rundown veteran
Mm-hmm.
backup.
Mm-hmm.
That's you should be good. Like your offense puts up 21 points, you're winning the division easily,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't do it, and they can't do it.
Interesting. So my Falcons pick's still alive, bro.
It is, but that division, that this whole division is just
That's an eight
wow.
and nine waiting to happen, baby. It's looking more and more like it's gonna be 8 and 9 can get you that one. Um, I gotta say one thing. I'm gonna say you put something out about LeBron never win another title. I'm gonna put something out on video. Yes, I'm a homer, but I'm gonna tell you with this schedule, and I'm gonna prove it to you too. The Colts, without their franchise quarterback, still could win 10 games. Even if they lose to Cleveland and New Orleans.
It's man.
Carolina,
So the thing
New
is, yeah,
England,
you have the
Tampa,
NFC South.
Tennessee. That could be 4 wins in a row right there. Now, since if the real Cincinnati Bengals show up, yeah, okay. That's at Cincinnati. Okay. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh at the crib with no offense.
The Steelers home game.
At
Okay.
Atlanta. Vegas at home. Houston Texans.
What?
I'm just gonna say, don't be surprised. That's all I gotta say.
Especially with the Titans about to do you a favor and get rid of Henry.
Hey, first AJ Brown, then Derrick Henry. All they have to do is keep playing. Well, actually, I don't want to dog Malik Willis, man. We support, but if they
You
make
know
that
what?
switch too,
For a QB that I really wanted in last year's draft, that's a bullet dodged.
bullet dodged.
That is a bullet dodged.
Hopefully, he can learn and develop, but I think it might be system too. I mean,
I think he can develop, but I mean, but we've seen in this NFL nobody really develops. It's you have it or you don't.
It's a Polaroid league. It's instant.
Yeah.
So
You either have it or you don't. And
yeah.
a lot don't.
Well, my one and done. I gotta rub this in because you did me. Some do you. You picked the Houston Texans to beat the Colts in week 2. You remember that?
Yes, I do.
That's got to be
I
in
was
your
a
bag
week.
picture.
I was a week early. I was a week early on
You
Houston.
really were, because the Texans actually look pretty good. They can win 10 games too, but I digress. The Los Angeles Rams and the Dink and Dunk, Puka Nakua, Cooper Cup, and whoever they have at running back
Yeah, I was
will
about to
beat
say. I was
the
about to
Pittsburgh
say.
Steelers this week, even though it'll probably be a largely Pittsburgh fan base on vacation in LA.
Yes. It's going to be a Steelers home game, and the fact that they're devoid of like their top 2 running backs,
That helps you.
okay,
That helps you. But
okay.
how are they going to score, Rob?
I,
Matt Canada is still your OC. So
I
let's
know, man. Don't remind me of that.
I,
I have to deal with this for the whole year. It's like that. I had to deal with this for the whole year. They're not going to get rid of him during the season, so I have to deal with it for the whole year. And it's like, like literally, our offense is a big play to Pickens.
mm-hmm.
That's the offense on a play that Canada doesn't call.
Right.
Like, so yeah, no, I understand that part, but I mean, yeah, we'll find a way to win that one. But I've come to the realization that this is just going to be ugly all year. I mean, even more than last year, and
It's time to
didn't
get
think
the
I would have
9 wins. That's the main thing. The
So
greatest
I
streak.
thought I thought we would end up with about the same record, like maybe 9 or 10 wins, but I didn't see it looking like this. There was supposed to be some progress in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Our defense showed it's still capable of turning people over.
Yeah, that Ravens win. I know you're at home, and I know that's a rivalry game. We you know what we say about rivalry games, but they stole that game.
Yeah. We had no business winning that game, but no, I'll take that. I'll take it.
Kind of stole the Cleveland win.
Yes. No, we've played horrible and we have wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like we should have one.
Mm-hmm.
Just one win.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll take it and run with it and be optimistic in that it's got to get better from here.
Yeah.
But it really hasn't. It's like the offense is getting worse and worse. And it's like, what are we doing? I mean, Najee Harris' name is coming up in trade talks, and it's like I hope getting Daniels back on the offensive line. I hope that helps. I hope we can have some sort of running game because the running game don't exist. Pickens can't carry the team. I don't want to rehash the old small hands thing, but there might be something to that. Like everything is overthrown, man. Everything is overthrown. And I'm like, you can't be this, like, normally if a QB's overthrowing the ball, it's more like jitters. He's putting too much into it. And you've been starting, you got starts under your belt. Like, this shouldn't still be happening. Like what is going on? I don't know. But yeah, we got to come out of it sooner or later. I don't want to wait till y'all game like last year.
Yeah, no.
For the offense to show
up.
Of
all the games for Pickett to show up.
Yeah, I was like dreading that game. I was like, man, I don't want to hear from Reggie. I don't want to hear from these people I work with. Like, you know, it's like, I don't want to hear it. And then they won, and I'm like, I'm happy, but I'm not talking mess because I'm like, no, our stuff is still a mess.
Yeah.
We're still in the rebuild. And
Yeah.
I thought like we play better at the end of the year. The offense looks a lot better. This year we'll be fine. Preseason, Incredibles like this is too good to be true. And it is. It is.
It was fool's gold.
Oh man.
It's kind of like preseason basketball. You know, every year NBA, you see all these tweets about this rookie that's like looks great. It's like, man, he's a superstar, and they said he should, and he'll be playing in San Jose next week because preseason is not real ball. It's. I'm getting prepared for the real season, and so, hey, it happens. Hey, before we go, we got to talk baseball. I sent you that text, but
Yeah.
Altuve, man, little big man.
I'm going to say no, but man, he's making a case. He makes a case. It's crazy, man. I mean, we're looking at a rematch last year, basically.
It looks like that. It does.
Yeah,
but you know, the Phillies blew that game 4.
I know.
I think they'll still win.
But they'll be fine. They got something going on where like you can't put a name on it, but there's something going on in that locker room, and they're just they're all in and they're doing their thing.
How about Indiana Hoosier Kyle Schwarber, who's now got the most postseason home runs for a left-handed batter in the history of Major League Baseball?
Yeah, I hear about that from Cubs fans who are mad that he's gone, but
yeah,
like y'all was running him out.
Well, you know, postseason baseball stats really don't matter because they used to only play the World Series. Then they played one series.
Yeah.
Now guys are playing what, 13, 14, 15?
Yeah.
20 games in the postseason.
Yeah, so the record I don't hold, but like, I mean, but it's a home run or a strikeout with him. So it's,
I will say this though, the Altuve number, 11 home runs in championship series play. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I know they've been to 7 in a row, so
that kind of helped there.
But it's like on that last podcast, which all of my picks were correct, I did predict that the Astros would win the American League. I think you did too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Our National League picks weren't very good, but we did pick the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, everyone kind of knew that's the team you want to avoid.
Right.
And and then they got in and it's just like, well,
you messed up now.
Yeah, he messed up.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what it is. It's like Seattle needed to make sure they didn't get in. And then Texas doesn't have to deal with this. But last night, I kind of love Big Papi as a host. I mean, I get a kick out of Papi. He basically said it's over. He tried to bait Martin Maldonado into saying it's over. He said, "Is it over?" And Martin did a good job of saying, "Hey, one game at a time." But that's over. Game 6.
Yeah.
They popping the bubbly.
Yeah.
And if they don't get them in 6, they're gonna get them in 7. So
yeah, they're gonna win. They're probably gonna win the whole thing. They're probably gonna repeat because I think while Philly's got this mojo going, and maybe they'll want that revenge. I think the pitching that Houston puts out there squash that again.
That is the thing. It's like we talked about this a long time ago. Pitching, defense. If you got the hot pitcher, it doesn't matter what the other guys have.
Yeah.
So Verlander was starting to look like himself last night. He was looking like 15, 16 years ago, Verlander. Nasty, fastball, just whatever you want to do, throwing that hook. I mean, when those pitchers have that fastball going and then they throw that off speed on you, man, it's like, well, and nothing you can do but tip your hat. go have a seat.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're locating where they want that ball, there's nothing you can do. So we'll see. I If I were an Astros fan, I would be afraid of Philly a little bit just because of that little edge. But man, Houston has so much confidence. Just like I don't know if you saw the celebration after the division series, right before they were gonna pop the champagne. Dusty Baker's talking to the team, and he's like, they're deciding who's going to make the speech before they all pour the champagne. And Dusty's like, I'll do the World Series. And when I heard that, I don't know if the rest of America heard that, but I'm like, this dude just said, don't worry, I'll do the World Series. Y'all do this one. Somebody else can do the league. I'll do the World Series. They got that confidence, man. They got that
That's dope.
swagger that even though you're down 0-2 and you lost 2 in your ballpark, it's like, we're all right.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, Major League Baseball is probably the worst home field advantage in the
Yeah.
playoffs, except for
Philly.
Philly. I don't know
Yeah.
how any team beats Philly, any Philly team in the playoffs, except for the Sixers, of course. But the Phillies are almost unbeatable.
Yeah, but I think Houston's gonna go there and squash that, and then it's gonna be like, wait a minute. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
They got that team.
I got a quick question for you. You still watching hockey?
I haven't jumped on board yet. I mean, I watched opening night.
Mm-hmm.
I checked out the kid for Chicago,
That's what I
Bedard.
wanted. Is he real deal?
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine. Yeah, he's got that like that explosion
Mm-hmm.
that like you see certain players is like, all right, he's at a different speed. He has that, and his shot is something. Even though he didn't score that night, but you could tell it's like, yeah, that goalie was like, whoa, where'd that come from? So he'll
So
be fine. I don't
are the
know if
Red
he,
Wings still in it? Are they
huh?
still breathing? The Red Wings win any games yet?
Yeah, we have. We got work. I want to see what it looks like coming towards December, like
Mm-hmm.
when the lineup is settled in and whatnot, because we're still moving pieces around with some of these young players. But I mean, we have pieces now. It's just a matter uh if we can build on that. I fully expect playoffs this year. If we don't make the playoffs this year, then yeah, we got some things to reconsider. There's no reason why we shouldn't make the playoffs. Um, but I haven't fully indulged yet. I need to get back in my routine where uh I catch NBA games like 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and catch me an NHL game at 11. I need to get back in that mode.
Well, I'll say this: Tuesday night, Lakers, Nuggets. That's must see TV for me, man. They've been talking crazy. I love the fact that Malone trolled the Lakers all summer, and then at the beginning of camp, he's like, "Wait, we didn't say anything about the Lakers. Like, what? Why are they circling our game on the schedule? You know?" So I love that, and even though the Nuggets might have, as someone said, the worst championship ring in the history of recent rings. I mean, good God, who did that?
Hey man, that's Colorado.
Is it? Never mind. I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna. It was a
yeah,
simple look. It's a simple look.
yeah.
That's good. It's not gaudy, so people might actually wear that. Okay, that's I get what they're doing.
No, no.
That
You
was
don't
like a class ring. That's like a job.
championship. Yeah, championships don't come around like that in Denver. Like, no, you were supposed to go all out. Like,
Yeah.
there was supposed to be a mine in Denver getting stones for that thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, they dropped the ball with that. But Nitra will be at that game.
Well, she needs to be. And then Quise is kept. The Phoenix Golden State game with fully healthy Phoenix and well, Draymond's not healthy, right?
No.
Phoenix Golden State, that's still gonna be a good one. So
Yeah. So I'll watch, but it's like, I mean, I take it for what it is. Like the Lakers will probably win that game, and then all the LeBron fans would be puffing out their chest and whatnot, and it's just like, yeah, calm down. I mean, on a given night, yeah, the Lakers can handle that, but in a 7-game series, no, you can't do that. You can't handle that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. You got anything else?
No, man. Just some college football, and I got moms in town.
Oh, well, tell mom I said hello.
And we'll do. I mean, it's for other family health circumstances, but I mean, she's in town.
Not, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the, yeah, but it's cool. We'll
It's always
sit here
good to
watch
see mom.
football.
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
You can tell mom that I'm worried about her Packers. I don't what happened.
Yeah, we'll discuss that another time. What I'm seeing from there, but I mean, their division is garbage as well. What's with these garbage divisions? There's 3 of them.
Well, first of all, the NFC quarterback situation. Come on, I mean, let's be real. The NFC quarterback situation, not pretty. All the best quarterbacks in the league are in the AFC.
Yeah,
I mean, you throw Hurts can make an argument. Hey, I'm in the top 5 or whatever. People are really down on Dak Prescott for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dak was getting the business, man. Dante Whitner, man. Dude just came out and said, Dak Prescott sucks. Let's just face it. Why are these guys so hard on these people, man? Because they're making $40 million. That's why.
Yeah, man. 40 million, you're supposed to be the man. And yeah,
can you win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
Okay, see?
Yes, you can. But it goes with everything else. I mean, Trent Dilfer has a Super Bowl ring.
He does. Brad Johnson has a Super Bowl ring. Nick Foles has a Super Bowl ring.
Joe Flacco
has a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, so it's like the way the Cowboys were set up with Zeke running the ball with all the first-round picks on the line.
Yep.
So that team was supposed to win something.
Right. And defensively. This
Dallas team, no, not so much.
Well, Diggs hurt them, man. When they lost Diggs, I mean, you had 2 lock-up corners.
Yeah.
You still need the D-line, though. Yeah. I'll tell you what, they're always going to be dangerous because Parsons is a monster. So, I mean, he can take over a game. So, but yeah. But let's go through the NFC quarterbacks real quick, and then we can go because we'll want to go after we go over this. Okay, the NFC East is not bad. I mean, Sam Howell's not bad. Daniel Jones is terrible. Yes. NFC North, Goff. I mean, Goff is serviceable. You can win with Goff. Kirk Cousins,
yeah.
Jordan Love, not yet.
Jury's still out, but he's
no love for Jordan Love. And then Justin Fields. I like Justin Fields, but
I like Justin too. But
we talked about that. But
Chicago radio is ready to move on.
I'm sure they're gonna like this other kid, and if he beats the Raiders, they definitely gonna be like, "Oh, we don't need Justin Fields," which will be stupid, but they'll say it. NFC South, atrocious. I mean, you know how we feel about Baker. He kind of got exposed a little bit.
Baker,
Ritter really is making my Atlanta pick look so bad. I mean, Bryce Young, he's young. I'm not gonna worry about Bryce.
Yeah.
NFC West, we know your take on Purdy.
Yeah.
Gino's been up and down. Stafford's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Josh Dobbs, Kyler Murray.
My guy, man. I would have been totally fine with him being our quarterback last year instead of drafting Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is.
Yep.
We're here now.
Instead they let him go to Cleveland, and now he's become a journeyman. He went to Tennessee for one game, couple games, and then Arizona.
Yeah, but I always have a thing about QBs that run off other NFL QBs in college. Now, the ones he ran off really weren't that good, but I mean, Nathan Peterman and I forgot who the other one was that left Tennessee while he was there. Yeah. But yeah, I like those type of QBs. I think can survive in the league, and like, if not give you anything spectacular, give you something steady, and that way you can build your game plan around it. Like, instead of like a Zach Wilson, where it's like you can have this game where you look like the second coming, and then you got 4 games where it looks like you just left the frat house and came to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, they're the West, Geno, and then the NFC. Yeah, that's bad.
That's really bad. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you.
That's bad. Well,
now you understand. The NFC is wide open because of that. But then it's not really wide open. It's going to come down to Philly. It's going to come down to San Francisco. It's going to come down to Detroit. And my fraternity brother, Drake Collins, might say Seattle too. But I just think it's going to come down to, and the Cowboys. You know how the Cowboys are. I mean, they hang around. They be in it too.
Here's the thing with the Cowboys: like, their offense doesn't scare anyone anymore. Like, are you really scared of CeeDee Lamb?
Nope.
Michael Gallup?
Nope.
Like,
they made a mistake. They messed up when they let Amari go.
Yeah, that was bad. But then, so you got that, and so it's Pollard or bust. Like, I don't know, man. Dallas, they. So like I said, Dak can win one, but like, as currently constructed, they're not going to win one.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and hit the road. We ran a little bit longer today because we've been gone so long, but
we had to make
that a habit. We'll tape on Thursday this week and go from there. So until next time, I'm Reg.
I'm Rob.
And that was the show.